Hi guys, JT here, and I'm bringing you the top 10 RPG games that is under $15 that you can buy in the 2022 Epic Games Summer Sale. If you want to see more daily deals and bundles, then hit that subscribe and like buttons. It really helps the channel out. So let's get into this. At number 10, we have Sable, a relaxing open world game where you go through a coming-of-age story, finding yourself. There aren't any combat in this game, nor is there a fail state. In fact, there aren't any quest lines when you start the game, just some suggestions as to where you could go. Other than that, the world is opened up to you to explore, and you will be doing a lot of that in this beautiful, cel-shaded world. Along your journey, you will meet other mysterious beings, and they are very interesting to talk to. The quests are equally bizarre and very interesting to say the least. You also get dialogue choices like any good RPG, making it your unique journey. There are some puzzles, but they aren't very challenging, and expect plenty of platforming. You will like this game if you're wanting to take a break from crushing skulls of screaming psychos and want to just relax and enjoy exploring a beautiful, mysterious world on your hover bike and talking to its inhabitants. At number 9, we have Kingdom Come Deliverance, an open-world simulation game that is heavy on story and historical accuracy. You play as Henry, the son of a blacksmith, and of course your family gets killed and you go on a quest for revenge. There's great attention to detail to the world, and you really feel like you're in a medieval time. Being an RPG, it is very heavy on dialogue and dialogue choices. In fact, the way you look, clean, dirty, or covered in blood will change the way the NPCs react to you. It is a slow starting game. There will be a few hours where there isn't any combat, and when combat does happen, it is more of a simulation style combat system where it can take a while to get used to and to enjoy. If you're looking for an authentic medieval experience where you start as a nobody and become a badass knight, then this is a game for you. At number 8, we have Vigil, The Longest Night, a Souls-like Metroidvania platform. You play as Lila, a demon slayer who must protect her hometown from an infestation of demons. It draws heavy inspiration from Castlevania and Salt and Sanctuary, and being a Souls-like, you have your typical stamina bar which depletes per action. The game starts out as quite linear, but the world soon opens up, and exploring it is very rewarding as you will find useful upgrades. The combat is fast and fluid, but still requires your utmost attention and skill. Speaking of skill, each weapon has its own skill tree, so you can power up your favorite weapon to kill demons more effectively. Each boss has a unique look and feel to them, and they are a blast to fight. If you're into Metroidvania that is blended with Souls-like gameplay, then I would recommend Vigil, The Longest Night. At number 7, we have Mutant Year Zero, Road to Eden, a game that blends real-time stealth and turn-based combat. You play as a team of half-humans, half-animals, scavenging for supplies in a post-apocalyptic world. In your team is a humanoid duck, a humanoid pig, and a humanoid fox. Don't let these cute animals fool you though, as the world is harsh and unforgiving. You are to explore the world and sneak past enemies to survive. You will eventually get into fights with the enemies, and you're usually outgunned, and it is up to you to conjure the perfect plan to take your enemies out and survive. However, you can choose to ambush your enemies, which could turn the tables. Winning any battle in this game is very satisfying as it makes you feel pretty damn smart. So if you're into exploring the wasteland while trying to outsmart your opponents as little half-human, half-animals, then this is a game for you. At number 6, we have Star Renegades, a squad-based tactical roguelike. You play as a band of rebels, fighting against an evil, authoritarian empire, and to stop them you need to fight through 3 planets to get to the empire's mothership. Being a roguelike, the maps are procedurally generated, and they provide a challenge every time. In fact, the empire evolves with you, so if you fail to kill an enemy in a run, that same enemy will evolve in your next run. Like you, the Empire also recruits new enemy units, so each of your runs will feel different. If you die, you'll be sent to a hub where you get to recruit new allies and upgrade your gear and party with the resources you have gathered in your last run. Cards also help deepen the strategic element of the game. If you're into a unique roguelike that emphasizes on turn-based tactical combat, then this is a game for you. At number 5, we have Dreamscaper, an isometric roguelike game which looks into depression and how the character Cassidy deals with it. You have just moved to a new city, but you're depressed and your memories are foggy. How do you deal with it? By moving between the real world and the dream world, talking to NPCs in the real world and busting monsters in the dream world. Who you interact with in the real world affects your run through the dream world. By building bonds with the folks of the new town that you've just moved to, you get to strengthen yourself to face the horrors of your dream world. The dream world is where you fight monsters that are personifications of your depression, like isolation and fear. You also collect memory fragments in the dream world, allowing you to learn more about yourself and clear your foggy memory. The only complaint about this game is the lack of enemy variety. But if you're into a fun, fluid, roguelike experience with a look into a topic that most games do not, then this is a game worth picking up. At number 4, we have The Legend of Tianding. A beat-em-up action platformer where you play as Tianding, a real person who was a Robin Hood-like figure who stole from the corrupt and fight for the oppressed in the early 1900s when the Japanese took over Taiwan. You will be expected to fight your way through corrupt officials, unjust police officers, among others. It is an excellent beat-em-up with a fun combat system and challenging bosses. You could also explore Taipei and uncover secrets via its platforming sections. The style of the game, with its comic book art cutscenes and Taiwanese voice acting, really brings a unique personality to the game. Although the main story is short, about 4 hours of game time, there is plenty to explore and side quests to do if you take the time to do so. If you're into fun combat and don't mind the short main story game time, then I would recommend picking this game up. At number 3, we have South Park: The Stick of Truth. A turn-based RPG game based around, obviously, South Park, the popular TV show that has been running for over 20 years. You play as the new kid, going on ridiculous and insanely hilarious quests in a world imagined by children of South Park. Do expect a ton of reference to the South Park TV show as you go on adventures with its titular characters Cartman, Stan, Kyle, and Kenny, fighting Nazi zombies in turn-based combat, climbing into Mr. Slave's ass, among other South Park tropes. It's akin to playing in an episode of South Park. Some people say that the combat is too easy and there isn't much challenge to the game at all. But if you like South Park and want to have a good laugh while playing in South Park, then this game is for you. At number 2, we have Planescape: Torment Enhanced Edition. An isometric RPG game made in 1997, but enhanced for modern-day standards. You play as the Nameless One, a character who awakened without any memories of who you were, and you go on a journey trying to figure out your immortality and finding yourself. Along the way, you will meet other allies to join your party, and these allies were and are connected to you in your past lives. Be forewarned though, this game is more of a novel that you're playing through, as its focus is more on dialogue rather than combat. The combat is not the best, but the writing and the story is some of the most interesting writing you will find in any game. I would recommend this game if you're into playing through one of the greatest stories told in gaming and you don't mind reading a ton of dialogue. Just be sure to increase your charisma stat. At number 1, we have Hades, one of the most popular and highest rated games on Steam. It is a roguelike that puts you in the shoes of Zagreus, who seeks to escape his father's realm. Of course, his father is none other than the god of death and king of the underworld himself, Hades. Just to make things more interesting, you can literally beat this game in your first run, but most people will probably die over and over and be sent to the hub, where you get to talk to other mythological heroes and gods to obtain gifts, which you can use on your next run. In fact, dying unlocks more gods and heroes to talk to, and to obtain more gifts, so you will come to welcome getting murdered by monsters of hell. Given its low price and addictive gameplay loop, I would highly recommend picking this up. And that is all for today, folks. I want to know, what do you think of this list? What games are you getting this epic summer sale? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video.